You know, you have to know when is enough. How much do I need? And then you need to stop. And I think fame can be like digging clams. You need to know when is enough and stop.
In 2025, the internet was drowning in fake pranks, forced outrage, and creators screaming just to be seen. Every scroll felt louder than the last, but one man chose silence over noise. And that choice made him impossible to ignore. Luke, Tom, and Nate here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. And we're going to Alaska, yay. While everyone else chased clicks, he stepped back. And that restraint turned heads fast.
Luke, Tom, and Nate here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and we're going to Alaska. Yeah!
This was a man who turned down billions in sponsorships. A man who drove a Kia Sportage while earning millions each year. No flexing, no flashing, just quiet confidence. His name is Luke Nichols, the mind behind Outdoor Boys. And he proved that authenticity can still win in an internet obsessed with excess and empty hype. If you appreciate stories about creators who do it the right way, take a second to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Then came 2025, right at the absolute peak of his career, pulling in over 100 million views a month like it was routine. The numbers were wild, the momentum unstoppable, and everything pointed straight up, until suddenly it didn't.
Hey everyone, this is going to be my last video for a little while. But even good things can be taken too far, and I think I'm starting to reach that point.
Luke Nichols. Nietzsche walked away. At first people whispered burnout, early retirement, a clean and quiet exit from the spotlight. But that wasn't the real story. After months of silence, Luke Nichols finally spoke, and the truth behind his decision flipped the narrative on its head.
But I'm not just talking about the time and energy I spend making YouTube videos, I'm also talking about the attention it brings. In just the last 18 months, this YouTube channel has gained about 12 million subscribers. The sheer volume of fans trying to contact me, trying to take pictures with me, or just trying to come up and talk to me in public could be a bit overwhelming at times. And my wife and I, we both have real concerns about what this will do to our family if I keep growing my YouTube channel at this pace.
6 months later, his name resurfaced quietly, unexpectedly, like a ghost slipping back into the feed. The internet paused, leaned in, and realized something powerful. The internet wasn't ready to forget. Luke didn't return to his own channel. Instead, Luke Nichols quietly appeared on a much smaller page called My Life Outdoors. No announcement, no build-up, just presence. It was subtle, almost invisible, but that move instantly sparked curiosity across the internet. Naturally, everyone asked the same question. Why? Why break his silence for a channel with a fraction of the audience he once commanded? And when the reason finally came out, it wasn't about money, fame, or burnout. It was something far heavier.
Earlier this year, my wife was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And we kind of knew that it was coming. She'd had a lump for several years, and doctors had been monitoring it and wanted to make sure it wasn't getting any bigger, all that kind of stuff. She went in for her very last sonogram of the lump on her thyroid, and it had grown quite a bit. And so the doctor was like, you know what, we want to do a biopsy. And so they took a biopsy of this lump on her thyroid, and it was cancerous.
Far more human. And honestly, heartbreak, that's the reality of it. Stephen's wife is fighting for her life, and while Desi Luke Nicholson was at home, fully retired, Luke saw the video and made a different choice.
Hello, my name is Luke Nichols, and this is the My Life Outdoors YouTube channel. And no, you're not imagining things. This is not my YouTube channel. Some of you guys may have heard that Stephen's wife was recently diagnosed with cancer. So right now, Stephen's got a lot on his plate, taking care of his wife and his 4 kids. So I thought I might step in and do a little YouTube video for him so he can worry about one thing at a time.
He could have sent money or a private message, but Luke understands something most influencers don't. Influence is a tool. And when used right, it moves people. By appearing on that small channel, he knew millions would follow, watch, and support it, turning views into real help, real momentum, real impact. That single decision transformed attention into lifeline-level support for a family that desperately needed it. He said he wanted to be useful. Luke Nichols didn't come back for attention or clout. He came back to stand as a shield for a friend, when it mattered most. In this interview, Luke finally explained why he really walked away at the peak of his success. It wasn't just about needing more time or slowing down, it was about recognizing how fame had turned toxic.
And I think having that much attention is not healthy for human beings. And there are sweet poisons and there are bitter poisons. And I think criticism is a bitter poison, but praise can be a sweet one. And having thousands of people comment on you I just don't think is healthy for a human. I think you can have it for a few months, a few videos, a few years, and you can get away with it, and most people can survive that. But 11 years in the industry, and it affects you. And I think
How it twists incentives, distorts priorities, and slowly poisons the things that matter most if you don't step away in time. Luke saw the warning signs early, and instead of doubling down, he hit pause before it cost him everything. Praise is a sweet poison. That line hit hard, and it's one of the realest things a YouTuber has ever said. When millions tell you you're a hero every single day, it seeps in. You start chasing validation without noticing, and before long, you risk losing who you actually are. Luke Nichols felt that shift happening to him and chose distance over damage. Stepping away wasn't easy though, and being off camera came with its own strange challenges. He even calls it phantom camera syndrome, that constant pull from a life he intentionally left behind. It's like an amputated limb. After 11 years of filming everything, Luke still finds himself reaching for a camera that isn't there. That habit doesn't disappear overnight, and the absence can feel heavy in quiet moments. But despite that strange emptiness, he is genuinely happy. He even slept on the frozen ground one last time, not for views or content, but purely out of kindness. Proving the point was never the spotlight. It was always the meaning behind it. In 2025, while many creators chased clout or scammed fans, Luke Nichols stood apart. He walked away from millions and only returned to help a friend born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska. This wasn't some staged lifestyle or online act. Luke grew up learning real survival skills from his father and grandfather, the old school way, long before cameras ever showed up. That meant real outdoor expertise passed down through generations. Luke isn't just a creator who moved to Alaska for YouTube. He's the real deal. At 19, he spent 2 years in Japan as a Mormon missionary, an experience that shaped him deeply. Living in a new culture taught him how to connect with people, share stories, and see the world differently, skills that later became the backbone of his YouTube success. Years later, those same connections even helped him secure an incredible survival tool for Alaska. Life kept moving fast, and success kept stacking up, but it came at a cost he couldn't ignore. The nonstop travel and lack of family time eventually pushed Luke to step back. He shut down his consulting business, moved to Virginia, and went to law school at George Mason. By 2011, he had built Spectrum Legal Defense, one of Virginia's top traffic law firms. In 2013, he started a YouTube fishing channel, Catfish and Carp, and later launched Outdoor Boys in 2015. Balancing law and filming like 2 full-time jobs without ever losing sight of who he was. Unlike many creators, Luke refused to sell out, keeping his Kia Sportage while building a real connection with his audience. No flashy image, no fake lifestyle, just consistency and trust. By 2020, he went full-time on YouTube, betting on authenticity instead of hype. And by early 2024, Outdoor Boys hit 100 million views in a single month, growing to over 12 million subscribers in just 18 months. Luke's videos stand out because they pull viewers straight into the experience. You're not just watching an adventure, you're living it with him. Every moment, every emotion, shared honestly. The bread dough and honey butter basically would take Luke Nichols' Outdoor Boys videos from great to unforgettable, and we love that honey butter. Luke knows exactly how to deliver content, down to the smallest detail. Fun fact, because of us watching every step, he has to wait until the whole meal's ready before he can eat. So most of his food is cold by the time he finally gets to it. Oh, that's done there. He's giving it his all, every single time. And that's why people connect with him so deeply. The man's a genius. But here's what most people overlook. What Luke does is genuinely dangerous. Every trip demands serious preparation, backup plans, safety protocols, and emergency gear. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and everything could go terribly wrong in an instant.
I woke up and my wood pile was on fire. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Which makes his calm, methodical approach all the more impressive. The fact that he pulled this off for years without a major incident proves just how skilled and careful he really is. He's not a YouTuber pretending to be an outdoorsman. He's the real deal. Backed by decades of experience and discipline, then in May 2025, he shocked everyone by stepping away from YouTube, right when the momentum was still blazing hot. It wasn't burnout or drama. He stepped away because the massive success and constant attention were starting to bleed into his family life. The spotlight was growing louder, and Luke could see how easily it could drown out the things that mattered most if he didn't act fast. He didn't want fame overshadowing his role at home, especially being present for his 3 sons. With Tommy starting his own channel, Tom here with the After Tom YouTube channel Outdoor, Luke wanted to support his son and be there in real time, not from behind a lens. Being a present father mattered more than being a non-stop content machine. In the end, Luke Nichols chose intention over attention. Not because he had to, but because he knew exactly what was at stake. And that choice says everything about who he really is. Luke Nichols didn't disappear to protect a brand or preserve an image. He stepped back to protect his family, his values, and his peace. In a world where creators squeeze every moment for content, Luke chose presence over performance. And that choice hit harder than any viral clip ever could. Most people never walk away at the top. They ride the wave until it crashes. Luke saw the crash coming and calmly stepped aside. No meltdown, no dramatic farewell, just a quiet decision rooted in clarity and discipline. That's rare, and it's why people still talk about him. His story proves something the internet keeps forgetting. Success doesn't always mean more views, more noise, or more attention. Sometimes success is knowing when enough is enough and having the courage to act on it. Luke Nichols didn't lose his influence by leaving. If anything, he proved how powerful it really was. Luke Nichols left behind a blueprint most creators never even consider. You don't have to burn out, sell out, or disappear in chaos to win. You can step away clean, protect what matters, and still leave a legacy that speaks louder than uploads ever did. That's why his absence feels louder than his presence. Every move Luke made was intentional. From turning down money to choosing family over fame. He reminded the internet that real strength isn't chasing attention. It's knowing when to walk away from it. And that's the real twist in this story. Luke Nichols didn't quit YouTube because he failed. He left because he succeeded. And he refused to let success take more than it gave. In an online world addicted to more, Luke proved that sometimes the boldest move is knowing when to stop. In a world chasing views at any cost, Luke chose family first. And that's exactly why people love him. While others doubled down, Luke stepped back with intention. Now he's back uploading again, using pre-filed footage, a smart move that keeps his channel alive without sacrificing time with his kids. Luke Nichols is loved because he's genuine. He doesn't flaunt wealth, chase trends, or sell out for money.
You know, we started to have to really have serious conversations about security issues and safety of the family. And you know, I was looking at it going, well, you know, at the rate I was going, my channel size would probably double in a year or two. And so I'm looking at, you know, okay, I'm going to be, you know, a real, you know, a full-blown celebrity lifestyle. And I, you know, I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want it for the kids. I don't want to live that way. I want to be able to go out in public and eat dinner with my wife at a restaurant and not have it cause problems. I want to be able to go to my kids' school events and not have it be a distraction to them. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just...
He prioritizes family, stays authentic, and shares a real love for the outdoors that never feels forced or fake. His videos aren't just content. They carry meaning. They teach integrity, respect for nature, hard work, and humility. Watching Luke explore, build shelters, fish, and cook over campfires feels comforting, wholesome, and inspiring all at once. He didn't leave YouTube, he walked toward what mattered most, and that's why people trust him. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. We'll see you in the next one.